Welcome back to the TCO studios and Vikings GamePlan. Pete Bercich, analyst for the Vikings Radio Network. Some film watching time. We will finish it off with some outstanding work by second-year quarterback Mitchell Trubisky, but we start with 7 sacks from Khalil Mack. Not all 7, but you'll get a feel for just how good he is.
When you talk about the Bears defense, it all really starts and stops with this guy right here, Khalil Mack. He's playing at a very, very high level. But what this play it really mainly shows you is how when you're good up front, when you have 4 guys that can rush the passer, it makes all these guys behind them better. We're going to see a perfect example of this right here against the Arizona Cardinals. Khalil Mack coming from the top, he really is double teamed. I mean, there are 2 guys on him, and you're going to see him split a double team like nobody's business.
Holy cow.
But when you pause this film right here, the quarterback he has the ball. He's ready to throw, and there is this whole area here that's wide open. You have a linebacker walk down in space on coverage, and you have the room here. This guy just needs to be able to manage the rush. He needs to know that I can get rid of the football, and I have to, and get it to where it's supposed to be. But for whatever reason, and this is why you love to have pressure, they have tight coverage kind of across the board. We talked about this opportunity in the middle of the field. But when you want to just hold on to it or you've been hit too many times, quarterbacks have a tendency to do exactly that.
By the way, that guy, Sam Bradford, this is old school Cardinals from early in the season.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But watch the speed off the edge. You have Khalil Mack right here. Watch the speed off the edge. This is where when this guy is motivated and he wants to get things done, he's just a destructive force. He puts his shoulder. He takes a 300 and some pound, Mike Upati, and just boom. Buries him. He's going to, Upati might land on his center and hurt him. And that's so it talks about vision in the quarterback. When the quarterback can just feel that pocket collapsing, it causes you to make poor decisions.
Now, this ought to be good.
Khalil Mack, he'll line up on both sides, left side, right side. He'll stand up. But another example, and we know this about Detroit, is the quarterback wanting to what? Stafford wanting to hold on to the ball. So in this case, another thing that's key is that you have a long developing route. This guy's on a fly, this guy's on a deep out, and then you have a shallow crosser coming across the field. So this route's going to take some time. That is why they try to use the tight end right here to chip. Now, if you're a tight end and you're supposed to chip, you got to get the job done. And in this case, there's nothing there. The tight end doesn't even really get in the way. In fact, he kind of trips over him. And lets Khalil. We'll get a better view of this in the end zone. But again, tight coverage across, 3-man route, extra guys in for protection. This is why nobody's open down the field. And here's the thing. You'll watch Stafford's eyes. He originally is looking over here at this rush, and by the time he can refocus and try to look at the crossing route, Khalil Mack is already ready to do his damage. But when you have 2 guys dedicated, a tight end, get a piece of this guy.
What's your guy doing? What's the tight end doing?
I have no idea. He's just getting in the way. He's getting himself in the way. This tackle, his shoulders are too far this way.
That's Taylor Decker, by the way. He's really good.
And look at this power right here, though. This is what makes Khalil Mack elite. His ability to put a foot down in the dirt, roll his hips, take an offensive tackle, a 300-pound man, and bury him. But you'll see, Stafford's eyes are over here. He sees, he wants to throw, pulls it down to avoid the rush, and then now he's focused. Instead of pulling it down and trying to scramble, he's trying to focus on something down the field.
Go back a little bit.
That gives him enough time to get sacked.
Go back a little bit. I'll show you something sneaky. Stop. Bryce Callahan, their nickel. See, here comes Riddick over to get him. He's playing at an unbelievably high level this season, so the running back has to focus on him, allowing Mack to do his thing.
Exactly right. So you can't double team. They know if this back is going to stay over here and pressure, then if you bring an extra guy up inside, you're going to be short a man. So they bring him all the way across.
This looks like a Zimmer blitz.
Exactly right. And this is about attacking protections and getting one-on-one blocks. And if you can get one-on-one blocks with a guy like Khalil Mack, he's going to win that battle when motivated 95% of the time. So this is a different spot. Right? 3-point stance.
Left side.
On the left side, exactly. So they can move him and put him in places where they think he's going to have success, whether your right tackle is weak or they think your left tackle is weak. Either way, this is just a nice job of him. Just the tackle is turned. His body is turned already. He's not parallel with the hash mark. He's turned this way, giving the soft shoulder up. The quarterback here, if he steps up and keeps going, he might have some success. But again, tight coverage underneath. You got 2 high safeties. There's nobody here in the middle of the field. But then again, there's no receiver in the middle of the field either. So what I'm saying is you can control a little bit of this by the routes and everything else. And by the time he wants to step up, you get late pressure up the middle. Then you get the fumble. This is what's making the Bears' defense. This is how their back end. They didn't get better in the back end of their defense through the draft. They got better because they're putting more pressure on the quarterback.
Now it's an offense averaging nearly 30 points per game, 5th best in the NFL.
And I grew up in Chicago. We've never had an offense. They've never had an offense in Chicago. But Mitchell Trubisky, he's very, very impressive. He has a ton of confidence in what he's trying to do, a ton of confidence in his throwing ability as well. And if you give him time, he's able to see this mismatch. You've got a receiver open here, but there you have 2 guys here. This is obviously a mistake in coverage by the Lions. You're leaving a receiver one-on-one with a high safety. He sees that right away, and he says, okay, I'm going to take the high road. But they're cutting the field in half. All of his reads are in this part of the field. So they're keeping it simple for the young man. They're keeping it simple. He's still, he's growing in what he can do, but the arm strength right here puts the thing right in the middle. You miss a tackle.
Your guy got lost.
Exactly right. But this is what is a difference maker, right? You have an opportunity to tackle this guy at the 20-yard line, make them work in the red zone, make them go. You miss 1 tackle, and then the Bears get a touchdown. So when things are going your way, they're going your way. Trey Burton, another sneaky factor. He's a tight end. He's kind of a wide receiver, but they'll bring him in here. They know they're getting man-on-man. And the 2 defensive backs from Buffalo, they make a key mistake. When you're in man-to-man and your receivers are close together, these 2 guys that you're covering, you don't ever want to be on the same level like this, because now you're just opening the door for a pick play, which is exactly what happens right here. This receiver does a very, very nice job of backing in. See how he's backing up? He's backing himself in.
Rebounding.
And all you need is that little bit of separation, and Trubisky throwing off the back leg hits it on the outside. So they're all working well together. They don't have a receiver, a go-to guy. They're all playing well. Tariq Cohen, another fabulous talent, but we've seen talent like that in the last couple weeks when you play the Saints, when you play the Rams, and they put running backs in all different positions. So I don't think this is necessarily new for our defense. But Tariq Cohen, you see man, you run. You see zone, you settle. Right here you see man coverage, but a nice job by the tight end. Watch him coming across. See where he's looking? He's looking at Tariq Cohen, and he's looking for the guy covering him, and he wants to angle that route, and that allows him to get open. Protection holds up well.
Why do they keep this guy 40 yards away?
He's just there he's there to make sure that nothing gets into the end zone, which we saw a few plays later.
Holy cow.
Did not work. So, but Tariq Cohen, he gets the ball in his hands. He's a factor. Again, they're all playing well. They're playing well off each other, and that's what happens when you have a team that's buying in. The one thing I think that's different or unique about Mitchell Trubisky is they will call runs with him. And we're not talking about fake this and then roll out the other way, a naked bootleg. This is a high school play. This is just the quarterback ISO right here. Running back is not stepping up. He's not stepping up to release into a route and we get a great view of it in the end zone. He's looking to get downhill, and they're okay with Trubisky running the football in between the tackles. So that is also unique. It's a unique threat that this offense presents, and they execute it well. I mean, Trubisky's looking everybody off, but what the problem with the linebacker is this guy, he has to recognize is coming to block him. If he comes up and steps up in that gap and closes that down, now you've got a chance to stop this. But now what happens, you have a D lineman here, linebacker way back here, different levels. Trubisky's a good enough athlete and a good enough runner that he can get through and get it into the end zone.